Hey friends, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I have a new layout for the Paige Evans design team, and this week we're continuing to focus on Paige's cut files that are available in the Silhouette store, and I believe she adds about 10 new ones every week, and they are all fantastic. And the one I chose to use for today's layout is called Scalloped Circles, and it has so many possibilities, but I decided to go a little bit different than I normally do, and I cut it on pattern paper. And this is a pattern paper from the Fancy Free collection. It's from the 12 by 12 paper pad, Paige's very first collection, and I love the different colors on this paper. I think it's so pretty, and I actually love the design that was left after I cut it, so I'm going to save those shapes and maybe use it on something else. Now I'm going to combine this with her newest collection, which is Turn the Page, and if you can see the pretty foiled flowers here, this is a sheet from the 12 by 12 paper pad. It's a little bit different than just getting the loose sheets because the certain papers in the 12 by 12 have that really pretty gold foiling on them, and so I decided to fussy cut flowers, and I'm going to wind up cutting out all of these flowers, and I'm not going to make you watch that because it would be like a 2-day video, and who wants to watch that? But there they all are, and I don't wind up using all of them, but I do use quite a bit. Now I'm going to use this picture of me and my mom and my sister. This is from Mother's Day last year, and I just thought it was pretty, and when I think of Mother's Day I think of flowers and pinks and yellows and just pretty blooms. And even though it's October, I was in the mood to use all these pretty springtime colors, so that's what I'm gonna do. And you know, it did take me a while to cut out the flowers, but that's, you know, it didn't bother me. I enjoyed it. I watched some TV while I did it, and it went by pretty fast. And even though I don't use them all, I put the rest of them in a little baggie, and I'm going to save them for a future page. So I pulled out some white cardstock. This is smooth basil marshmallow cardstock, so it's very, very thick, and I didn't add any gesso or anything like that. I just want a messy, colorful background here to go behind that cut file. And so I pulled out some shimmers. I've got some corals, some pinks, some of that that slate blue color. I'm not quite sure what color blue you would call that. It reminds me of kind of a grayish blue. So I've got a shimmers to match that. And I'm just using the packaging technique. I'm spraying directly on the page. I'm splattering with the brush. I just want to kind of pull in all those colors that I've got in flowers onto the background, and it's going to look really, really pretty, I think, in the end. And this is a different color scheme for me. I really, really like the blue. I think it's a very different shade that I'm used to using, and so it challenged me to really, you know, stretch my normal color scheme, because I normally like to go for bright yellow and hot pink and aqua. And so this is a little bit different, and I love how it turns out. It challenged me to pull in some of that mustardy golden, or not really golden, but more of a mustardy, I can't think of the other word I'm trying to think of, but it's not just your typical yellow. And then that deep red coral color, and the navy. There's also some navy blue. So it's just a little bit different, and I love how it turned out. I wanted to mix and match the collections just to see what I could come up with, because I've been using Just Turn the Page in my last several layouts, and so I thought, let's see what happens when I kind of go through all of the 4 collections and see what I can make work together. So I used some gelatos to create the yellow. I did want a little bit of the yellow since I've got a lot of those yellow flowers. And I added some gold spray, and this is Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. I just wanted to echo the gold that is in all of the foiled flowers. I've been using this gold spray a lot lately. I just think it adds so much. Okay, so I love how that looks. I love this color scheme. If you look in the flowers, there's no hot pink, but in the cut file, the paper that I use, there is hot pink, and I added hot pink to the background. And so I wanted to kind of tie in the hot pink with these flowers. And at first I didn't know if it was going to work. I thought, maybe I should not have added the hot pink. But in the end, I come up with a solution, and I think it works pretty well. Now I'm just playing around here. I want to see what I've got. I kind of wanted to put the photo on the bottom right and then do sort of a diagonal design going up to the upper left with the flowers, and just kind of make it look like the picture just sort of is coming out of all of these blooms. So I took all that off and I thought I need some stitching. I have got to stitch this cut file down. So I pulled out my metallic gold thread and I went around all of the circles in just a straight stitch. And some of it's crooked, some of it's straight, and that's okay. I'm not the perfect sewer, especially in circles, but I love how that looks. It just sort of gives it a finished look, and it adds some really good texture and some more shiny gold, which is perfect. And I love how you can see the gold on the background. It's shining. Okay, so now I'm going to start to work on embellishing and placement and things like that. I've added some foam behind my picture. I want to kind of raise it up a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and rebuild everything and just sort of place all the flowers around the photo. And I'm going to overlap a few of them on top of the photo and just yeah, kind of build everything back. And I don't want to cover up a lot of what I've done on the background, but like I always say, that's the nature of scrapbooking, is you're going to lay down your photo and you're going to lay down embellishments, and some of it is going to get covered up. That's why I do a lot of it on the background, because I know a lot of it's going to be hidden behind things. So I'm just going to keep working here. I like how this is looking so far, and I'm going to start to glue things down, just a little bit of glue on these flowers, and so they're going to stay put, and I'm going to continue to build on those. And I know someone's going to ask, that is Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive, or Scotch Tacky Glue now, in my fine liner bottle, and I love that glue. It works great. Before I glue the picture down though, I'm going to add in some thread, and I'm just going to keep up the gold theme here and use my metallic gold thread. It's the same thread that I stitched with. It's just your standard, it's the cheapest thread from Walmart. I think it's like $2 something a spool, but it's nothing fancy. I also get asked what kind of needle I use in my sewing machine, and I just use the needle that came with the sewing machine. I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to sewing machines or needles. I just honestly looked up YouTube when I got my sewing machine on how to thread it and what the heck is a bobbin and all that stuff. I had no idea. I didn't know how to thread it or anything, so I Googled it and taught myself, and that's how I learned to sew. And I don't sew on clothes, just on paper. And the machine, or not the machine, the needle that it came with has worked great so far. Knock on wood. Yeah, I'm still gluing flowers down. I decided to add in this little navy blue. I don't know what kind of flowers they are, but they add the perfect little pop of that dark blue. Okay, now here's where I decided to add in hot pink. If you remember this sheet, this is from Fancy Free, the first collection, and this is from the 12 by 12 paper pad, and this sheet has a ton of teeny tiny flowers, but they've got hot pink, and so I'm going to cut out not all of, but most of the hot pink flowers here, and I'm going to combine them, and it's going to work out really well. I think it's going to bring another hot pink element to the page and just sort of, you know, add that extra pop of that color amongst all the other colors. And like I said, this is fun to kind of go through the collections and sort of see what you can come up with. All right, I'm going to work on embellishing even more here. This is the Turn the Page sticker book, and I'm going to use Celebrate Today. Those are clear stickers, so I'm going to stick them onto some vellum here and then cut them out. That way you're going to be able to see them a little bit better. Since my background's so colorful with all those flowers, if I just stick it straight on there, it'll blend in and you won't see it. And this is still subtle, but you can see it a lot better. And I decided to name this Mom's Day since this was Mother's Day, and I combined thickers. The ones that are in the word Moms are from the Take Me Away collection. That was Paige's second collection. And then I made Day out of Turn the Page thickers, and I used all yellow. And I love how that looks. I've got all the colors kind of combined there in the title, and I like how it curves on the cut file there. And I'm just going to wind up using Today. I didn't use Celebrate, the stickers, the clear stickers. I was going to, but it was just too much. So I just tucked in today there, and you can see it better in person. I know that the bright lights kind of make it hard to see. I am going to use one of the pennant paper clips down here at the bottom. It says "Let Your Light Shine," and the colors in it matched my color scheme perfectly. And I'm just going to slide it in there at the bottom and then layer another flower right on top of it there. And I love how that looks. I love when I can overlap things on top of the photo. Still going to glue down more flowers here and kind of scatter them around. I love the little tiny hot pink ones. I just sort of scattered them at the bottom and at the top. So it's sort of like a heavy cluster, and then they kind of spread out. So now I'm going to dig into some of the Oh My Heart collection. I actually use all 4 collections on this page. This is from the chipboard stickers, and it's a little tag that says "You're the best," and it's the perfect mustard yellow color. And then that is the ribbon, the rickrack actually, from Turn the Page. And I can't have a tag without some kind of string or ribbon or something in there, and that just matched perfectly. So I'm going to stick that down there at the bottom. I don't think I've ever made a layout with all 4 collections on it, so this was really fun to do, and it's really neat to go through and see what all matches that you can, kind of create your own color scheme with. Very fun. I added more gold color shine, surprise, surprise, and then one of the last things I'm going to do is add in a little bit of journaling. Definitely going to use my ruler because I cannot write in a straight line to save my life. And I'm just talking about how much fun we had on Mother's Day, going out to dinner with our mom. And that is going to wrap it up. I did add the date. That's the final layout. I love how this turned out. I'm super excited about it. I was kind of hesitant at first, like I said, but I think the cut file is fantastic. You could back that with patterned papers. You could shrink it. So many possibilities. I love the flowers. I love it all. It was just, I had a lot of fun putting this together, and Paige's cut files, her collections, I just cannot get enough of it. So everything is so stunning. So let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you check out the Silhouette store. Just type in Paige's name and all of her cut files will come up. They are fantastic. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.